How's it going, everybody? It's Charlie and welcome back to another video on the Chatting Leeds YouTube channel. We are back in the living room, as you can see, but I am back with my match preview ahead of Newcastle against Leeds at St James's Park tomorrow, New Year's Eve, obviously last game of 2022. Is it going to end in a victory for Leeds United? Who knows? We'll soon find out, won't we? But just before I give my thoughts on this game, please smash that like button. Please subscribe if you're new to the channel. I really want to get 2,000 by March, obviously, because I've had the channel for 2 years then. That's just a little goal of mine at the minute. So if you could do me a solid and hit that subscribe button, that would be greatly appreciated. And of course, as always, share all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. So then, Newcastle against Leeds now. Obviously, I just want to say, thank you for the support on last night's upload. For the people that have shared their thoughts. A lot of people are in agreement with me. Now, I wasn't expecting a lot of people to agree with what I said. And don't get me wrong, I am not saying for 1 minute that if you disagree with me, then you're wrong. But it just shows you that a lot of the fan base are in agreement with a lot of the things I was saying yesterday. I didn't want to come across really negative and bleak. And I used to be one of the most positive, optimistic Leeds United fans ever. But I have to come back down to earth a little bit and be real and suggest, that we are in trouble at the minute. And unless we sort that out in this January window, I think it's going to continue. Which kind of leads me into tomorrow's game now. Obviously, the positive is that we've got Tyler Adams back for tomorrow. I do think he'll stick with the midfield three. I think the player to lose out on this occasion will be Sam Greenwood. I think it'll be Forshaw, Mark Rocker and Tyler Adams in the midfield area. Which I'm okay with. I just think Mark Rocker needs to get much better with his passing completion in this game, because against Man City, again, I know it's Man City, but against City the other night, it was shocking, as was Greenwood, which is why I think he'll be the one to lose out. Forshaw actually pleasantly surprised me, so I think he'll keep his place based on that. And obviously Tyler Adams is Adams, and he's definitely coming back into the team 100%. Obviously up top is an area where I think we could maybe switch things up as well. I do think Willie Gnonto deserves his place, but I would maybe put Brendan Aronson. You see, I've just actually realised, where is Brendan Aronson going to fit if we play a 4-3-3? Maybe, actually, realising that, just going full circle, maybe, as Adams is coming back, he might go back to the 4-2-3-1, in which case, it will probably be the standard double pivot of Mark Rocker and Tyler Adams. Gnonto probably maybe can operate on the right with Somerville on the left, potentially, or maybe vice versa. Brendan Aronson in the number 10 role, and then obviously Rodrigo Moreno up top. Obviously, because Bamford is just broken, we don't know the latest with him. Sinisterra's still out for a little bit longer as well. Obviously, Somerville and Jack Harrison both weren't used the other night. Could he throw Harrison back in? Who knows? I'm not even going to bother with a predicted 11 for this one, because you just don't know what is going to happen in Jesse Marsch's head between now and tomorrow. He's probably already decided his 11 anyway, hasn't he? So, as for Newcastle then, I just want to give props to Newcastle. You've got to give credit where it's due. Eddie Howe has done an unbelievable job at St James's Park. I think the players that he's just managed to revitalise, like Joe Linton, he was done for me. He was one of the worst signings in the Premier League at one point. For me, they paid 40 million quid for him, and he's only just starting to show his worth now because he's being played in the correct way. Obviously, Bruno Guimaraes, unbelievable signing, transformed them in that midfield, just so composed, really classy player, and obviously he can chip in with goals and assists as well. But the main guy we need to talk about is Miguel Almiron. I don't think I've ever quite seen a player turn his form around as quick as what this guy has. I wish Jack Grealish would slag off the whole of our team so that we could all turn it around like this guy has. Unbelievable. And obviously they've got the likes of Callum Wilson, etc. as well. Chris Wood, who has supposedly been linked with Leeds as well, which means he'll probably go and score against us tomorrow, and then we'll go sign him. But yeah, look, I do think this is going to be a very, very tough ask for us to get anything from this game. Newcastle are on the up at the minute. They're one of the most informed teams in the league. They're currently sat in about 3rd or 4th position at the minute. They were 2nd up until City beat us the other night. So it just shows you how much, yes, a lot of it is the financial influence that they've had. We can't argue with that. But they've spent wisely. They haven't spent on anyone. They've actually really recruited well. And they're leaping in the rewards for that. And I just wish we could have that at the minute. I really do. But unfortunately, that's not the case. We need to figure out a way that we can exploit Newcastle. Obviously, they are very tall at the back. So I hope I don't see long balls in to Rodrigo, who looks about 3 foot tall compared to them centre-backs at Newcastle. You know, Sven Botman, Dan Burn, you know, the ridiculously tall centre-backs. We're going to have to figure a way to maybe play through them, which is going to be difficult with the midfield. You know, Joe Willock, Jacob Murphy, Bruno Guimaraes, whoever it is in that midfield area. Obviously, we've got like Kieran Trippier at right back as well, who's very experienced. So, look, like I said, guys, this is going to be a very tough ask. Like I said, hopefully we'll figure out a way to play through them. Press them high, try and force them into errors. I just don't want to see loads of long balls. I get it, it is definitely going to happen on a few occasions, but when it doesn't need to be done, don't do it. Try and play through them, try and be direct, get at them, give the ball out to Somerville, Harrison, Gnonto, whoever it is out on the wings, get at them, because that was what Gnonto did really well against Man City. He was probably the only Leeds player in that attacking third who was picking up the ball and was actually being direct and trying to run it at City's backline. Obviously, City's backline is world class. Newcastle's is really good as well, but I do think obviously there's more of a chance of us exploiting Newcastle than Man City. So you know, there are definitely ways in which Leeds United can get at Newcastle. It's just whether we can. I think if other results don't go for us in this game, Leeds could find themselves in the bottom 3. Could that give the board the kick up the arse that they need? Potentially. If we win, does it give them a false sense of hope, which means they won't buy anyone? Possibly. So for me, I feel like it's a lose-lose situation for Leeds United. But obviously, I would definitely take all 3 points if it was offered to me now. And I would definitely snatch a point off you now if someone offered it to me. But unfortunately, guys, I don't think either of those scenarios are going to happen. I think Newcastle are on the up. They're in form. They're at home. They're really good at St James's with that crowd behind them. And I do think Newcastle are going to win this game. And I think it's going to be the same scoreline as the other night. I think it's going to be 3-1 to Newcastle. Look, there's serious issues with our back line at the minute. Almiron running at us. Chris Wood in the air. Callum Wilson's finishing. You know, there's St Maximan that they can bring off of the bench as well. There's Joe Linton. I really fear for us at the minute. By all means, I hope that I get proven wrong. Of course I do. You know, there has been nothing I would love more for Leeds United to end 2022 with all 3 points. If we could get a point from this and then beat West Ham at Ellen Road, then that would be a really good week for us, I think. But let's just take one game at a time. I do think we'll lose the game tomorrow, but hopefully they prove me wrong and we can at least get a point from the game. That has been my match preview ahead of the game against Newcastle tomorrow afternoon, guys. If you've enjoyed it, please smash the like button. Please subscribe if you're new to the channel as well, and share all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. And I'll be back tomorrow afternoon after the game, where hopefully we've got something positive to talk about. I'll see you in a bit. Cheers.